Alright, so today we're going to be going over a fantastic prompt that's designed specifically to help you learn any skill within 7 days. It's essentially a speedrun prompt, and you can go ahead and steal it from the description of the video or the pinned comment, depending on what YouTube allowed us to do. But today we're going to show you exactly how to use it, and the best ways to use it, and exactly what it will do for you. So once you have it, you can go ahead and hit paste. It's a super beginner-friendly prompt. All you have to do is copy, hit paste, hit enter, and you're pretty much good to go. The next stage is a series of questions, which we're going to go over right now. Before we do that, I'm just going to show you what the prompt looks like. So it's called the Skill Speedrun Learn Any Skill in 7 Days prompt. Essentially, you are my Skill Speedrun Coach. Your job is to help me learn any skill fast in 7 days using daily drills, output tasks, and retests. Then there's core rules, a stop condition, and a bunch of other stuff that you guys can go over and edit if you like. But as I said earlier, it's extremely beginner friendly and ready to use. So once you hit enter, it's going to start asking you these questions, which are essentially intake questions, to get an understanding of what it is you're trying to do. When you're answering these questions, it's best to be as descriptive as possible. That way you can get the most out of this prompt and genuinely get it to do what we're trying to do here. So I'm going to go ahead and answer each of these and answer them as descriptively in a hypothetical situation as possible. But like I said, in your case, it's probably best to be more descriptive than even what I'm going to be doing, because mine is just going to be just very hypothetical. So I'm going to answer each of these really quickly, and I will come back. That way I'm not spending the entire video going one by one. We'll just go over them super fast once I've completed them. Alright, so I went ahead and answered all of the questions. There's not too many for this, but just to give you guys the idea of how it works. So basically, what skill are we speedrunning? And asked us to be specific. I went ahead and said learning Python basics. This is where it would help to be a bit more descriptive and say exactly what you want to learn, but you can go into detail later. As you see here, it says, what does success in 7 days look like? I essentially said I can understand the basic principles and be able to write basic scripts. Then it asks, what is your current level? I said beginner. Then it asks, but there you can also do intermediate, advanced, or if it's something else, go ahead and tell it that. Then you get the time available per day and how many days can you practice. I went ahead and said 20 minutes a day for 7 days. Preferred training style, I went ahead and said mixed. When I was offered drills and project-based, I went with mixed. Then we get what resources or tools do you have. I went ahead and said none. Obviously, say what you have in this case. What are your top 3 weak spots? I said I'm a complete beginner, so everything, but this is another place where being very descriptive would help. And then finally, any constraints. For instance, no jargon, ADHD friendly, or anything like that. I went ahead and said no, but if there's any constraints that you have, you can include them here. Once again, being descriptive helps ChatGPT understand what to give in the output. So then it finally goes ahead and creates our 7-day Python basic speedrun. So the goal in 7 days, you can understand Python's basic principles and can write simple scripts on your own. So the level is beginner, time is 20 minutes a day, style is mixed with drills and tiny projects, and use free browser-based Python like Replit, Program is Online, Python compiler, or Google Colab. So then it actually gives us our skill map, so we get the 6 sub-skills that matter most, so we go over all of these. Then we get our daily plan, so we get a day 1, variables, print, and basic values. You scroll down, it's actually helping us learn this. And you see here our feedback loop in order to analyze the stuff that we are learning. Day 2, input and simple math. You get a warm-up, practice math, feedback loop, everything. Just each day we're going into literally what it seems like a class pretty much. It's our coach teaching us how to basically understand this type of skill. So we can scroll all the way down. As you see, it goes through the entire 7-day process. And we get all of the things. So for instance, on day 5, it even provides a mini test. So it will be testing us in this. And if we scroll down a little further, we get to day 7. The day 7, we actually get a final test to see whether or not we, accomplished the goal of being able to do what we said we wanted to do. Then we get a retest schedule. Day 3, it gives us the whole schedule of when we would be tested throughout the entire 7-day plan. And then finally, there is tracking. Use only these 3 metrics. Scripts completed, errors fixed, minutes practiced. And we have a whole worksheet that we can fill out to follow up with this. So, for instance, when you're ready, say start day 1. So it gave us a breakdown of exactly what our 7 days would look like, but it didn't actually start it. So we can say start day 1 and have a look at what this will look like. So day 1, Python basics, variables, and print. So today's goal, understand how Python stores simple information and shows it on screen. use a free browser tool, and it gives us the options of what to do. It gives us a warm-up and all the other stuff like we showed earlier. And then you go through each of these, and for instance, once you're done, it'll actually go over what you've done and correct you. As you see here, it says submit your output, and you'd be able to follow up with it. Then once day 1 is complete, obviously you'll go ahead and say start day 2. It'll tell you that as well, and you go on and on until you've actually learned the skill, hopefully. And so that is basically it. That's just how simple it is to use this prompt to learn any skill. In this case, we said Python, but you could learn anything that, is reasonably done online through ChatGPT with this prompt. As long as, of course, if you're as descriptive as possible, you'll get the most out of it. And once again, if you want to steal this prompt to try it out, you can get it from the description of the video or the pinned comment. Once again, you just copy it, hit paste, hit enter, answer all of the intake questions the best that you can, as descriptive as you can, and then you'll get the most out of this and actually have a 7-day plan to truly learn a skill simply using ChatGPT. So that's about it. Hopefully you guys found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe, and have a nice day.